is Johnny from J Heart Loves Books, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about my favorite underrated books, but can we just admire the shelf real quick? Like, look at my babies in all its glory. I'm so happy. I love this so much. Like, can't get enough. Alright, so today I'm going to be talking about my favorite underrated books, and I see a lot of people doing this. Nobody really created this video. It's just like I never really talk about my favorite underrated books. Like, I talk about books I just finished, my favorite books, but it's like the underrated books need the hype because they're great and they're underrated and I need you guys to read them. So I have 6 books we are going to talk about. All of them I loved, all of them have a special place in my heart, all of them are underrated, and all of them I want you to read. So let's hop to it. The first book we are going to be talking about is actually a book I read before I started BookTube, and I used to go to the library and I used to check out like 6 books at a time for no apparent reason. But it's called The Other Countess by Eve Edwards, and it's like an historical fiction, and I haven't read this in forever, so like my synopsis to it is kind of choppy, but it's about this girl, and like she's like a handmaid, I think, and it takes back in the place where there's like knights and courting and kings and queens, and like when I read this book, I just like 14 or 13-year-old Johnny loved it. I guarantee if I read it again, I'm gonna think the romance is a little cringy, but I'm still gonna love it. But it's like this historical fiction. It's absolutely amazing, and I think everybody should read it if you like historical fiction. I think it's great. And it's a series. I never completed this series because I could not find the second book at my library, and then when I tried to request it, I was getting frustrated and I ended up forgetting about it, and I never picked up the second book from the library. But that's a book that I don't physically own, but I'm trying to find myself like a nice pretty copy like I did at the library. But I highly recommend it. It's a book I read before I started my channel, so that's why you have never seen me talk about it, but it's The Other Countess by Eve Edwards, and if you like historical fiction, I think you would love it. The second book I'm going to be talking about is The Next Together by Lauren James. Lauren James, I feel like, is a very hyped up author, but I feel like her duology, The Next Together, is just, it's like, people talk about it, but they talk about her other books more, and I actually have a copy, and it's like right there, and that's the second book, and I haven't read the second book, but I loved the first book. It's about reincarnation and romance and like different settings, but of the same people in different time zones, and it's just like, it was so great. Like, I loved the romance. I loved that I connected with the characters, even though I was getting like the same characters but in different time periods and different personalities. Like, the way it was written, it was so flippin' amazing, and it was my first reincarnation book, so I was kind of hesitant, like, am I gonna like this? Is this gonna be too far-fetched for me? Am I gonna be like, yes, queen? And I definitely was like, yes, queen. I absolutely loved this book. It came out not too long ago, and like I said, Lauren James is a very hyped up author. I just feel like The Next Together duology is just not talked about as much, and I really think everybody would enjoy it if they read it, and the people who have read it loved it. My third book that I'm going to be talking about is a book that I will not shut up about. Since I've read it this year, I have not stopped talking about it. And it's City of Saints and Thieves by Natalie C. Anderson. It's flippin' amazing. It's great. It was everything perfect. It was like the perfect mystery book, and it has diversity in it, and I love it. Our main character is from Kenya, and it's like this mystery thriller YA book that's set in Kenya and about a girl trying to sabotage her mother's murderer and fix the pieces of her life. It was just so great, and I have a blog post about that book. Actually, I have a blog post about The Next Together too, so I'll just leave the links down below. But if you follow me on Instagram, if you see my blog post, you know that I love this book, and ever since I've read it this year, I will not shut up about it because everybody needs to read it. Natalie C. Anderson is a great author, and she's very underrated, and I need that to change. Our next book we are talking about, oh, also I own the next City of Saints and Thieves too. I just don't know where it is on my shelf right now. But the next book we are talking about is very close and near dear to my heart because, as some of you know, I did have a book subscription box called Dream Walker Book Box, and maybe sometime in the future when I'm older and have financial stability and I'm not a teenager, I'll probably, you know, relaunch it. But right now we're gonna stick to this. But if you know about it, you know that the first book I ever put in the box was, drum roll please, Ink, Iron, and Glass by Gwendolyn Clare, and it's this fantasy book, and I've never really read magic like this, if that makes sense. It's like the magic element of this book is just so original to me. It's so amazing, and I loved every last bit of it. It's about, has these, the main character, I'm blanking on her name right now, but she is a scriptologist, and scriptologists get to write worlds. They get to create worlds, and her mother's kidnapped, and like a lot of things unfold about what her mother was doing and what she was trying to protect her from, and how to protect the world that she's grown up in, and it's just absolutely amazing, and it's the perfect fantasy, and I think everybody should read it. Our next book that I'm going to be talking about is Vendetta by Catherine Doyle. Vendetta, like I said, another great book. Came out a while ago. Super underrated. It's like a Romeo-Juliet mystery, and it has like this girl and these 5 Italian like cute boys move into her town, and her father's in jail, and there's a lot of family things she doesn't know about, but she was trying to steer clear from for a while because she didn't want to have anything to do with it. But as soon as it all fledges full force, it's just like, and I was just like, what? And that's like another series that I'm recommending you that I haven't finished, but the first book is A1, and if you like mystery, you like the Romeo and Juliet set, and you dig hot Italian guys, I think this book is perfect for you. Our last book, also, it wouldn't be me if I did not mention Brianna Shields and The Poison's Kiss. That's another book that, since I have read in the book community, I will not shut up about. I will never shut up about it because it is perfect. It was one of my first arcs that I've ever read in my life, and it was her debut book, and it sets in India, and it's about this girl who's a teenager, and she can kill with one kiss, and she has like poisons in her vein, but it doesn't kill her, but she is capable of killing other people by just pecking them on the cheek or on the lips, and she's been an assassin all of her life, and it's just absolutely amazing. It's another duology that's really underhyped that John A. has not finished, but the first book is kick butt. Like, I'm telling you guys, you're gonna love it. And Brianna Shields is like another author very close to my heart because it was her debut novel, and when I posted my review on here on YouTube of Poison's Kiss, it was currently my most viewed video, and it's just an amazing book. Her writing's impeccable, and I have read and gotten arcs of all of her books since she's released Poison's Kiss, and that's just another author I'm always going to hype up. I'm always going to love her. I'm always going to support her, and her writing is just amazing, and she just came out with another book that you guys should check out. It's called The Bone Charmer, and I loved it. I'm going to be posting my review hopefully sometime soon on my blog and here, but I'll leave all the reviews down below. I'm sorry if I'm talking fast. My camera's blinking at me that it's about to die, so we're gonna speed this up. But that was the last book to mention. But no, I feel like I'm gonna leave the pictures. I feel like I'm going to I'm gonna recommend these books. This is not like the only time I'm ever going to recommend these books because I absolutely think they're perfect and they're underrated, and I really want them to get more boosted up in the community so I can talk to people about them. But I'll leave all the pictures down here, right here, not down here, but I will leave all the reviews that I've ever done for any of these books down below. And if I haven't done a review and you would like to see a review, just let me know and I'll do it. But no, my 6 favorite underrated books. I hope you guys enjoyed this video because I enjoyed filming it, and it was just super fun talking about my favorite books. I'm sorry if the synopsises were choppy, but some of these books I legitimately haven't read in years, and the other part of these books I feel like it's better if you just read them, and that's why I want you to do. I want you to read these books. They're so amazing. But thank you guys for watching, and remember, always love your books. Bye!